we're going to get started. Hello. Let's go.
Leave right in.
Hey, guys. You're probably sick of my voice now. Good thing you're not here to listen to me talk all night or day. My name is Molly Demarest, and I'm the general manager for American Underground. And this is Taryn Henry.
My name is Sharon Henry. I'm the Startup Programs Manager here at American Underground.
How many of you all have been a part of the Black Founders Exchange program in some capacity in the past 4 years? A lot of people in this room. Well, we are happy to have you back, and we are also very happy for all of the new faces in the room. I'm going to let Taryn share a little bit about the program, but if you're not familiar with American Underground, we are a Google for Startups tech hub based here in Durham with a focus on startups and scale-ups across the Triangle region. And we are supporting high-growth companies that are building a product towards scale, and we put an extra emphasis on the experiences and challenges and celebrating those that are currently underrepresented in tech. That could be someone that self-identifies as a woman, person of color, veteran, LGBTQ. And this program, Black Founders Exchange, is one part of how we go about supporting founders and really building a network of support beyond just a one-time experience. I'll let Taryn share a little bit more about the Black Founders Exchange program.
Thank you, Molly.
Hey, Taryn.
I love y'all too. So Black Founders Exchange is a week-long immersion program. It is designed for early-stage tech startups. And one of the things that we do during this week, there are a few things that we do during this week. One is provide content for the folks that are going through our cohort. So we have sessions on value proposition, marketing. There are a few folks in the room here who have been speakers this week. Actually, if you have been a speaker with our teams this week, could you please stand? This experience would not have been the same without any one of you, so thank you all. Another thing that we do, we focus on building community throughout the course of the program, and we do that through various ways. And one of the last things that is really important in how we build this out is making sure that these folks are connected, one, to each other, second, to our teams, both American Underground and Google for Startups, so that as they're building their networks and building their businesses, they have people they can tap into to help support them in that. So next, we might have a slight issue.
Yeah. All right, we improvise. So if you are a Googler, please stand up. Woo-hoo! Okay, so quick shout out to the Google for Startups team. Almost 7 years ago, I think, 7 years ago, not kidding you, we opened our Main Street space, and about a week before, or a day before we moved any teams in, the Google for Startups team came here and believed in the vision of what was happening here in the Triangle. And where we are today is we're 4 years into running the Black Founders Exchange program, and their support for what American Underground has been able to do in creating jobs, raising funding, supporting founders on a global level has been tremendous. So thank you for your support on this region. We wouldn't be where we are today, and this program would not be where it is if it weren't for you all. There were also a handful of Googlers that flew in from around the world to be mentors. Would you all stand, please? Coaching people. Woo-hoo! And the really cool thing about our partnership with Google for Startups is that it allows us to be incredibly hyper-local while also being hyper-global at the same time. And having these mentors and advisors from around the world has been a tremendous asset to this program and to the community.
So we're going to back up just a second. I do want to give a quick shout out to all of our partners and sponsors because without them, this week also would not have been what it is. So please give us a round for our partners and sponsors and our supporters. in addition to the Googlers who have been providing support to our teams, we've also had some folks within the Raleigh-Durham area. So for all of our mentors, no matter where in the world you're located, could you please stand to be acknowledged for supporting the teams this week? And next, I'd like to welcome our judges. We actually have 4 judges because they love us so much. And I'm gonna ask them to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Olin Douglas, Managing Director of Motley Fool Ventures, $150 million early stage venture capital fund based in Washington, D.C.
Hi, I'm Clarence Wooten. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm from the Bay Area, from Palo Alto. I'm also general partner at Revitalized Ventures in Oakland. Thank you.
I am Dr. Shantae. I am a partner and chief investment officer of 2 venture funds, one Black Pearl Global Investments and the other Coactive Capital, one social impact, one healthcare related.
Good afternoon, everybody. Excuse my voice, just getting over cold and allergies from New York, so this weather is killing me here. But Karan Washington, Vice President of Wealth for JP Morgan Chase's new program called Advancing Black Pathways. Started in February, a bold new initiative the firm started to help chart the pathways for economic success for Black people in 3 major areas: wealth, careers, and education. And I'm a part of the wealth pillar overseeing the small business initiative. So looking forward to the competition. Thanks for having me, everyone.
So this is the format that we're going to have with the teams. They'll each be giving a 3-minute pitch, followed by 3 minutes of Q&A with our judges. And then once we've gone through all of our teams, we'll take a quick break so the judges can deliberate, determine the winner, and the winner will receive a free trip to the Bay. The free includes hotel and flights with strategic introductions to investors and or partners, depending on what their goals are. Oh, sorry. So while you're here, we would like for you to share on social. Follow us at American Underground and also Google for startups. Use the hashtag Black Founders Exchange and support the teams as they are pitching. So today, I would like to introduce you to 2 of our alumni who will be your MCs for the afternoon. Sule Clark, who is the founder of Business Gift Registry. And Derek Carson, who is the founder of Graspy.
Hello, everybody. So Teddy and I are part of the alumni cohort 3 from last year.
Yes. I don't have a mic.
Here you go. It's all you.
It's all right. Y'all can hear me though, right? Yeah. All right, so we good.
You project.
There we go.
Well, we're so excited to be here and welcoming the new cohort and for you guys to hear all their amazing companies and the progress that they've made over the past week and the past couple of months with them building their businesses. And so we are getting ready for a good time.
Right, so, but what we didn't do is there a lot of alumni here.
Yes.
How about all of the alumni who were in the past cohorts? How about all of us stand? How about that? And so the reason why we're doing that is because they've come back again, right? So this is the first time there was an alumni program. The beauty of what we do here is it's fostered around community, right? We all talk to each other. We all share with each other. We all grow. We've cried with each other. I mean, not me. I go like, tee or something like that, but not really. I saw someone here who's really tremendous, special in our hearts, and he probably doesn't know I'm about to call him out. Where Doug at? If you can stand up, Doug. If you could just stand up real quick. No. Doug has been very instrumental as well here locally, and he's doing a lot of big things, but most importantly what he's done is he told us that we must be vulnerable during this time, right? That is how you connect, that is how you build, and that's how we grow relationships, right?
Absolutely. So, to kick us off, are y'all ready? First,
Are y'all ready?
we have Sharon Harvest coming to the stage. Please come up.
How we doing? My name is Dr. Freeman Capital, and I'm the proud founder of Sharon Harvest Fund. And let me tell you why. As an ER doctor, my talent, my gift, is that I'm able to connect authentically to my patients in 5 minutes. And when I do that and I'm able to show up to work like that, they come back, revenue comes up, and my companies profit. But it wasn't always that way. In fact, when I graduated from medical school, I had $300,000 in student loan debt. I was searching high and low for that company that understood my need for financial security and to do good in my community. I went through 4 hospitals in 5 years. Imagine that turnover cost, crazy. Until I found that right company that brought me to you today. There are 45 million people with this problem with $1.6 trillion, and they all, well, not all, most of them look like me. They're Black women. We carry the most student loan debt, highest risk for default. So I said to myself, how do I turn this liability of student loan debt into an asset class that's a win-win for everyone? Enter Shared Harvest, the technology-enabled platform that literally lets you volunteer away your student loan debt. We match your company and your employees with projects based on the social causes they care about that they can do in their free time, while you offer a student loan repayment benefit, and we take care of everything. But let me tell you why this is important. Because 86% of the workforce today say they would jump on a program like this. And most important, 67% say student loan debt is their number one pain point. Let me give you a couple more numbers. My revenue in the last year, $110,000. We have 630 subscribers in the program. We have 105,000 waiting to join the program. We have 10 nonprofits that are high influencers, including Homeboy Industry. And now they're pivoting from B2B. We have 5 great companies ready to grow with us, including Lyft, HSBC, and even Patagonia. And I got some press, CNBC, Forbes, and I'm going to San Francisco because I was selected to be in how I built this summit as a fellow. You see, everyone's talking about the student loan deficit. No one has a solution. My answer, Shared Harvest.
Stay. Question. You got your question.
I know.
All right, well, I'm a Black woman with some student loan debt, so I get you. I feel you. You didn't tell us how this works.
Okay, so how this works is we are a 3-way marketplace, and I get it. Marketplaces are hard. But the reason why this works is because one part of our marketplace already has the attention. Like you said, you get it. You have student debt. That's one part. The second part of our nonprofit also gets it, the nonprofits. Right now, what they're dealing with is donor-directed funds. they don't have the access to the human capital that they need to drive their programs. So they get it. So we need to get to their foundations. So the foundations who drive their money will understand that this is a win-win for them too, in terms of being able to drive human capital to the nonprofit and stand for one big movement, which is student debt relief. The third part of the marketplace is our companies. The bottom line with companies is profit. If your employees are not engaged, you are losing out on that. And right now, we've seen the statistics. Right now, the market is a $4.3 trillion employee engagement marketplace with software, technology, everything you can name it, including they give giveaways. How many of you have gotten t-shirts, tote bags, cups, all these things that you really don't care about? When 67% of your workforce is saying they need debt relief. So this is why the three-way marketplace, we fill a need in all these three pain points, and we drive it under one movement, which is debt relief.
Okay, how does it work? I'm a person with debt.
Yes.
I'm coming into your marketplace, and what?
Okay.
What do I do? Walk me through your process. I don't understand.
Okay, so there's 3 channels that you can come into my marketplace. If you work for a company, I contact your HR and I say, guess how many people on your staff have student loan debt? This is what we offer. So we offer a benefit. The company contributes to a payout pool, and then that individual signs up directly on our platform, and they pick up projects based on the causes that they care about within the time, on their free time. So it's not on company time, and they accrue that debt that way. The second way is if you are independent and you don't have a company, which most of us don't have that access. That is why we build a pathway through the nonprofit and foundations. Those funds are the ones that we able to access opportunities for individuals who don't have that. And we're the only platform that's considering that population. In order to do that, in addition to the foundation work, our efforts are aligned with economic development partnerships. And the third pathway is right now, how many of you know RFK Smith? RFK Smith recently gave away $40 million for the graduating class at Morehouse. So our third pathway is through a fee-for-service program, so philanthropists can utilize our platform as a marketing and branding to offer student debt relief.
Okay, so it sounds like you're getting some pretty good traction. What's your go-to-market strategy been?
Our initial go-to-market was a huge campaign to colleges and to large markets like Blavity to get the information out. So we started with one side of the marketplace is the need. Since then, we use the individuals who have been signing up on our platform, even waitlisted, and create all the companies that they've been affiliated with, whether through internships, they're working together, and that's how we built our lead generation. We started going through that lead generation list to build the companies, but the only difference was that we started getting a lot of press, and that press allowed for other doors and opportunities to open as well.
All right. All right. Wow. Debt. I mean, how many of student loan debt? You have debt? You have student loan debt?
Thankfully, no, actually.
Oh, you're one of the lucky ones. Listen, I'm in the hundreds of thousands. Told my mom I need a little piece. She was like, no, you're on your own. So, I don't know. Give it up for Sharon Harvest. So we starting out big. We starting out real big. What do you think?
I think she did a great job. Yeah.
So let's move it right along. Who do we have next?
We got Calvin from Freeman Capital coming to the stage.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Hello, I am Calvin Williams, the founder of Freeman Capital, where we are focused on making wealth management accessible to everyone. Americans' finances is a total mess. A recent study went out, and 75% of the people selected that they are just straight winging it when it comes to their finances. This translates to an over $4.3 trillion retirement savings shortfall. And that's trillions with a T. And we're not just talking about the money, but we're talking about the financial sanity. Now, if you have a financial advisor, your life is going to be pretty good. But for the rest of us, with a high minimum of $250,000, we don't even have access. This means that our wealth is going to be 2.5 times less just because we can't speak to someone to build us a customized and perfect plan. And this problem is impacting millions of people. Over 130 million Americans are in this exact situation. Because as Black founders, if we look at the Black median net worth, it's supposed to reach 0 by the year 2053. Now, I know this problem personally because after I exited my first startup, I thought I had a little bit of money. I was excited, I was celebrating until I talked to a wealth manager who immediately was like, bruh, you broke. Because if you can't write me a check of $250,000, we can't have a conversation. And so because of that, I built Freeman Capital, which combines two things: a hybrid platform that gives regular people access to a network of certified financial planners, and an automated and scalable platform which is providing holistic investment advice, interval communications, and automated investments starting at $1. So our traction to date is that we have a wait list of over 6,000 people. Now from that, we learned what are people's fears, their dreams and concerns around not just money, but their life. And then we targeted users through social media and built over 87,000 followers organically, honing in on what triggers people. And so now we have launched, we are generating revenue with our alpha subscribers with a monthly subscription plans that start as low as $1 a day. We've already raised $200,000. We're looking to raise $500,000 more. It is early days, but from our early alpha subscribers, the customer acquisition cost has been less than $20. This means that with $500,000 investment, we can deploy that directly, impact 25,000 people, improve their life, and make over $7.5 million in annual recurring revenue for the company. It's time to close the wealth gap. Let's make wealth management accessible for everyone. I am Calvin Williams. This is Freeman Capital, and wealth starts here. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Calvin. Great
Yes,
job.
sir.
Congratulations on what you've done so far.
Thank you.
I think literally in the past week, I've probably seen 4 financial planning apps. Like,
Okay.
how do you distinguish yourself among the plethora of people trying to?
Yeah, so one thing which is key is that I do believe in the power of automation and technology, but I also know from our 4,000 from the 4,000 beta users that they want a human-to-human connection because they're first-generation investors, first-time investors. And so they want a personal connection. Now, what we are doing is providing certified financial planners. For those who don't know, they have gone through a rigorous test in over 72 areas. They minimally charge between $250 and $500 or higher per hour. What our platform does, which is unique, is that we provide regular people access to that level of talent for a subscription fee. And we also wrap in more, but that's the main differentiating factor. Please, sir.
Yeah, so I'm guessing you're a two-sided marketplace. On one side, you have financial advisors that have been vetted and approved, as you said, you're
Correct.
dealing with.
Yes.
On the other side, you have end-user consumers.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how both of those sides have grown. You say you have revenue already.
Yes. So the thing that we found out is that because of our platform, we make the planner's time scalable. Most planners serve between 25 and 200 customers at max. Because our platform does so much work on the background, each one of our planners can serve between 700 and 1,000 customers, which then makes that even though their costs are higher, our profit margins are increased, and we generally recoup our costs within 2 months on our lower plan or within the first month at our higher plan.
Congratulations so far on your success. They stole some of my questions. That's what happens when you go last, though. But tell me about your marketing strategy and who your target audience is.
Yeah, so this is a really great question. So one thing that we did is that we kind of looked at Viacom. Viacom launched, or they bought, you have Country Music TV, you got BET, you got VH1. We, starting off, did not have a whole lot of funds. And so we initially launched 3 brands to really niche our organic content to the actual individuals that we wanted to reach. And so by that, we were able to really learn what these customers want to help us hone in on product market fit. So we, of course, have a social media strategy, a affiliate growth strategy with influencers, and hopefully with partnership with Google, a very good Google ad campaign as well.
I'll say hi, Calvin. We've met
Shante.
like 1,700,000 times, and every time I see it, I think you're getting better and better. You said you have 6,000 people waiting in the backlog. Is that because the platform needs to be scaled out for them, or are you just slow beta testing?
So the first thing is that when we got our registration as the first Black-owned robo-advisor in the country in March, we weren't able to, bring on the customer serve. So we can serve all 50 states now. And then we advanced our platform. We have done 4 alpha tests to kind of learn more on the customers and what their true needs are. That's why starting probably on the 1st of October, that's Tuesday, we're going to open it up to everyone to use going forward.
Oh, I'll be looking on Tuesday.
Come on.
Thank you, Calvin.
All right. Next up, we have Kimberly of HUED.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kimberly Wilson, and I am the founder of HUED. We are a platform that connects Black and Latino patients with Black and Latino healthcare providers. So in 2017, I was diagnosed with fibroids. Fibroids are a condition that impacts up to 90% of Black women by the time we turn 50. I live in New York City. Over the course of 6 months, I visited 4 different white male OBGYNs. 2 of them told me that I needed to have a hysterectomy. The other 2 completely dismissed my pain altogether. I had over 30 fibroids, the largest the size of a grapefruit, the smallest the size of a strawberry. So, as you can imagine, this was very disheartening for me at this time. It wasn't until the recommendation of a friend that I went to the 5th doctor, who was a Black woman in Baltimore, Maryland. I had to travel 350 miles just to find a Black woman gynecologist, which is very ridiculous. My experience isn't uncommon of African Americans and Latinos in this country. We experience 30 to 40% poorer health conditions than white Americans. The result of this is shortened lives, increased illnesses, and it's costing our nation billions of dollars every year. So we came up with a solution. We connect diverse patients with Black and Latino doctors that understand their cultural, their physical, and also their mental health needs. The market for this is huge. As we know, Black and Latinos make up 95 million people in this country. We equate to 1 in 4 people, and we're the growing minority. We're spending upwards of $10,000 every single year on healthcare. This platform is necessary to change lives. So we created this subscription-based model for doctors specifically, where they pay $125 a month, which equates to $3,000 per year. So they get more patients, they help to change lives, and then patients are able to find doctors that look like them. We are seeking money. Well, our platform itself is currently, our MVP is completed, and we are piloting in Washington, D.C. and New York, 2 large urban demographics that have a large population of patients of color, but also a large population of doctors of color. As we continue to grow and expand, we look to launch in 5 more markets: Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, the Bay Area, as well as Atlanta. And in doing so, we're looking for revenue to assist us in customer acquisition, product development, and also marketing. Thank you.
I'm pausing for applause. No, so I have a bunch of questions. Please see me after this. I'm super interested in this. But I will also say, are providers already booked? So when you put them on the platform, do they have the availability to pull in the people that you're connecting them to is my first question. And then my second question is, as far as the patients getting the access, what's the front of the platform look like? If I'm walking in the door, do I have a lot of options? Is it by specialty? Kind of help me with the experience there.
So I like to consider our platform to be a ZocDoc that's for us by us. You log onto the platform, you're able to search for doctors, look up other reviews, and then you're able to book directly based off of insurance provider, or if it's a provider that's out of your market for you. So that's that end of the platform. And then your second question was just based off of how it works for the doctors. So the doctors, we work with their office managers who integrate our system with their current EMR or their booking platform, where they're able to input their availability onto our calendar, and then we show their availability that they have listed so that our patients are able to book directly through it.
Yeah, let's talk afterwards. I literally just had this conversation a couple weeks ago. It seems like more and more I'm hearing this with women having these issues, so let's definitely talk. But hopefully I didn't miss this, but did you talk about your sales and how many actual customers that you've actually acquired? I like the subscription-based, $125 a month, but how many customers have you actually acquired?
So we're pre-revenue. We're
That's what I
still in the pilot phase. So our MVP is completed, and we're still testing out the platform in those two markets, New York and Washington, D.C.
Any beta testing, any success so far with that?
We're using the beta for a small subset just to test out the platform itself, but we have over 5,000 people on the wait list to use the platform, and we also have partnerships with National Medical Association, Black Women's Health Imperative, and the National Hispanic Medical Association, which is how we've been able to engage and get doctors onto the platform, but that we've also been using those partnerships to survey them on the needs that, because we have a two-sided marketplace, we've been trying to determine the needs for both the patients, but the doctors also.
What's your growth strategy if you're selling your subscriptions to physicians, and we know that there's a deficit of physicians of color?
Right.
So how do you after you hit a specific barrier, how are you going to grow beyond that?
So two other revenue streams as far as growth. One, telehealth. So as many of you probably experienced this, but I have family in Bismarck, North Dakota. A platform like this would not serve them. They would not be able to find doctors of color in their area. So utilizing telehealth services so they're still able to connect with this subset of doctors. In addition to that, going out to, and we've actually made connections to healthcare providers. So we will charge healthcare providers to partner for this platform and offer the service, because for the providers, the more people go to the doctor, or the more patients of color are able to connect with physicians and feel comfortable and go, it saves them money down the line because, oh, you giving me this?
No. we got it. So real quick,
Okay.
on the consumer side, do you have any idea what your customer acquisition costs are?
That is a great question. We're still testing that out, but as I mentioned, we have thousands of people who are already signed up to use the platform. And on the patient, we've done a lot on the doctor side, but on the patient side, obviously, we've been able to grow our patients through social media marketing. We've gotten a number of press, and we have just had other partnerships with large-scale organizations that target Black millennials and mostly Black millennials, to be honest.
Gotcha. Great job.
Thank you. All right. Next up, we have Marterius, SecondKeys. Where you at, buddy?
Hi, I'm Mars, and I'm the CTO of SecondKeys. And at SecondKeys, we simplify the process of filing maintenance requests. For renters and landlords, poorly handled maintenance issues can lead to a bottomless pit of lost time, money, productivity, and turnover, especially if that issue is preventable. Now, we've all had a complicated maintenance problem with our apartment. Your AC doesn't work, your toilet gets clogged, And sometimes it takes months to get those things fixed, and that causes tenant friction. In fact, 68% of renters say that their main reason for leaving a property are issues due to maintenance. That costs property managers over $5 billion. And as the renter population grows, this problem can only continue to get worse. But SecondKeys is here to solve that. We eliminate the guesswork in property maintenance by providing an end-to-end ticket tracking, so no more phone or email tag. We have a data analytics to help predict when an appliance might break in your house before you do. And we have a qualified contractor network to help get work done at these properties quickly at a competitive price. Now, unlike our competitors, our API-driven software structure gives our customers the freedom of an integratable modular solution for a monthly subscription fee of only $5 per unit. Essentially, we want to help make you live better, manage better, and work better. But we couldn't do any of this without our team. Our team has over 70 years of technology experience and 50 years in the real estate industry. And together, we've been able to do some amazing things. Like we have over 1,400 units on our platform to date with some interesting statistics, such as 23% increase in savings for repairs, or over 30% increase in close rates for tickets that are coming in. And our ask today is for $40,000. That money will actually close out our current round of $300,000 and help us scale throughout the Southeast and New England area. And we hope that you'll join us on this journey, because we understand that the first key to successful property maintenance begins with the individual, but the second key is a management software that cares. Thank you.
Very nice presentation. I like that. A quick question for you. Is this something that you're going out and selling to property managers, or is this something that you're offering to the tenants? And if it is a property manager, how do you get in front of those?
Yes, so we are a B2B2C style platform. Essentially, we go directly to property manager associations and multifamily housing councils, where as a vendor, we're able to get access to their user list, or their, those property managers and those property owners, those investors. Those are often some of the times, the people who make the final decision. The property managers use our platform every day, especially when it comes to tracking all of the maintenance, but the tenants also have access through their own portal, tracking not only their property data, but their own maintenance with rent payments and property information.
Who are your competitors? I'm guessing if I'm a tenant, the property manager is going to tell me to download this app for my needs so I don't bug him or her?
Yes, so our competitors are people such as Appfolio or Buildium. These are property management softwares. They're all-in-one platforms, but they're very antiquated and they're not integratable into what's going on in today's world. So a lot of our property managers have issues with those platforms. So in all actuality, over 50% of the market, because they don't like these platforms, they don't use anything. They use their Excel sheets and sticky notes to track these platforms. But what makes us really sticky is the fact that we have that modular solution that does interconnect with the things they use every day, such as your QuickBooks by transferring our expense profile into your QuickBooks, or even your CRM system for tracking all of your tenants.
Okay.
So how scalable is this? You have to go after these property managers, and they're obviously located all across the country or world, literally. So how are you able to scale this? Are you making individual phone calls? Like, how are you going out to acquire these property managers is one question. And question two, what if I'm a tenant and I'm not user-friendly? We have an older tenant that can't download an app. How do you circumvent that?
So that is an interesting question that we have been looking more into senior living, specifically for that industry, especially making it more accessible and for offline capabilities. We access a lot of these property managers, as I mentioned, through the associations by getting them as a call list, but we also attend these trade shows. These trade shows have thousands of property managers, and those property managers often manage thousands of units, where we're able to get into their RFPs during their budget season and showing them the actual savings that we've been shown through our own customers already. Whereas one customer, our original customer, first customer, who came on our platform was able to triple his number of portfolio units just by having us to help him with those savings.
Thank you, SecondKeys. Next up, we have your stimulus.
Say it again. Oh, it's not working. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. Before I get started, I want to shout out to my mentor, Latasha, and some good friends that helped me through a family emergency this morning. So just want to say shout out. Thank you. Ready?
Yep.
All right. I am Tiffany Standard. I am the founder and CEO of Stimulus, and I've been an entrepreneur now for almost 15 years. I know it doesn't show with this youthful face, but I've been doing it for 15 years in the B2B industry. And I've worked with some of the biggest companies in the world, like Comcast, to McDonald's, to AT&T. And I learned two things. One, it's really hard to buy from other companies. The process is long and it's outdated. And I also learned that people are your competitive advantage in business, internally with your employees and your team, and externally with the people that you're buying from to help your company, your vendors and suppliers. Across industries, from government to corporations, they spend over 90% of their annual revenue with products and services from vendors and suppliers. But despite that high number, limited is actually invested in the process and the managing of those relationships. And then those employees of those companies spend over 35% inputting information on vendors and suppliers, going back and forth between 20, 30 different systems. And then once that information is inputted into the system, it becomes outdated. So you have no updated information on the companies that you're buying from. So that's where Stimulus comes in. We are a B2B SaaS platform. We call it a relationship intelligence platform that aggregates and centralizes all of the data and platforms that you utilize to make a purchasing decision with these different companies. But we also take it a step further by utilizing machine learning to enhance, score, and recommend businesses that you should be working with. For example, if a vendor that you're working with goes bankrupt, they ain't gonna call you, they're not gonna tell you that. But because we work with machine learning, we're able to have that updated information in our system so you know early on when to stop paying them. And a second example is if you're trying to decide between 5 to 10 companies, our scoring system allows you to compare and contrast different companies that you want to purchase from in the future to help you give a better data-driven decision and that reason why for your entire company. So our traction to date, we work with some of the largest companies from Comcast to Salesforce to AT&T, and we obtain almost $100K in revenue to date. And one thing from working with these amazing companies, we really identified our value proposition and what makes us competitive and what our competitive advantage is. As I mentioned, we centralize all of these different platforms that they're using, so we don't compete with any platform that they're using. We centralize it, and we also help them eliminate some processes and platforms that they may no longer need, which saves them additional time and costs. So remember, people are your competitive advantage internally and externally, and they affect all parts of your company. So let's build better relationships with our vendors and suppliers. So my ask today is, one, if you're on the business registry, I need some flights. So anybody, make sure you do the flights. But we're also raising $750K. We just closed our co-lead investors about 2 weeks ago. So I would love to work with some different investors that are here today, especially some cool investors from the South. That'd be amazing because I'm from Philly. So that is my ask today, and thank you. My mouth got like mad dry, yo.
Okay. All right. I have a couple quick questions. So I'm trying to walk my mind through a user story.
Yes.
I am Comcast.
Yes.
And I have tens of thousands of employees, and they're all using different third-party SaaS apps, for
Yes.
example. And I'm trying to keep track of the data they're putting in, or I'm trying to keep track of just this plethora of third-party tools that my employees are using, so we can decide at a central place whether or not we're going to let them renew and continue to use. Because oftentimes employees are purchasing on a credit card,
Right.
right, from the ground up. And, I don't really know how you control that from the top.
So we allow you to, through a common user interface, and we build APIs to the different systems that they're using, from a vendor system to a supplier system, to give them a full 360 view of how these different departments are spending separately, and how you can renew that contract or not renew that contract based upon performance and review. Because once that information is updated in your system, you no longer have real-time updated. So you may be using a platform and one portion of it, but because nobody's checking to see all the different platforms that you're using, you're going to continue to use it until you have a full view of what all of your departments are utilizing. So we build API connectors for those different departments.
So you say you have 100,000 in revenue, so your platform exists right now?
Yeah, so we're working with beta customers, the customers I just mentioned, that they're testing out the product currently, yes.
A quick question, just following with that. So of that 100,000 in revenue, those customers, have they given you any indication of the types of savings they're getting from using?
Yes, so one of the customers that we are utilizing, they normally use about 20 to 30 different platforms. One, like SAP for purchasing. They still use Excel to manage a lot of relationships. So they actually end up stopping using SAP because they were only using the purchasing side of it versus the sourcing and the management side of it, to really see a 360 view of how they were spending per department. So that was probably about 10 to 20% savings.
Congratulations on closing 2 co-investors, but no
Thank
questions
you.
from me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Rudy, where you at? Switchboard.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This cohort's killing it, aren't they? Awesome. My name is Rudy Ellis, and I'm the CEO of Switchboard Live, and we provide technology for content creators, big and small, to be able to connect, engage, and grow their live viewing audience. Sorry, wrong way. I've been in the live video space for well over 15 plus years now, working with fantastic customers, production companies, individuals, and what I've learned over the course of my career, that live events is big. And there are a couple things that you need to do. One is you need time, you need resources, and you need marketing dollars to make sure people know when and where to tune in to your live event. And with any type of live event, what do you need? An audience. And so as a brand, I want my content, I want the things that I'm building, I want my products to be in front of the right audience. And you have influencers that are building these massive, large audiences on a daily growing basis. And so as a brand, how do I get my content in front of all these users when there's multiple platforms to choose from and there's thousands and thousands of channels to select as well? And that's where Switchboard Live Marketplace comes in play. We connect brands with the direct targeted viewing audiences by a platform that allows them to discover and engage those viewing audiences. Here's an example that I'd like to share with you. Mattel is a brand we all know, has about over 1 million subscribers across all their social fronts. But there are people making live video, toy-related content globally. And so how can Mattel reach these audiences? So imagine when they do their next live event, they're not only going to their social channels, but they're also including this aggregate potential viewing audience of 75 million viewers. That just increased their viewing audience exponentially. And this is actually beneficial to both sides of the party. Mattel gets a targeted audience that has an affinity to the content that they're producing. These channels have an additional revenue stream by providing the audience that they already have. And Switchboard sits in the middle, making it easy for both sides of the parties to use our platform for discoverability and creating revenue. If you'd love to hear more about our product, our past successes, our future wins, and our upcoming funding round, please see me afterwards. Thank you. Questions?
If I'm Mattel, how hard is it for me to pick up the phone and call all 12 of these people just single-handedly without using you as a connector or interface?
So that's the high level element, but when you actually produce your live event, how are you actually going to get the video? You're going to get the content, the copy, all of that to these channels. That's people, that's time, that's money and resources. We've done this manually for these kind of customers, and that's where we're building an automated platform that it takes that time and ability away.
Okay, forget the doctor part. Talk to me like I'm stupid, because I don't get this. So walk me through this process.
Sure. So right now, we have a ability for content creators to opt in. Hi, I'm Rudy. I want to Shantae. I want to stream to your channel because you have 100,000 people that matter to me. You say, yes, I want to receive your content. Once you do that, I now have the ability to stream your content without you doing anything. And so now my content is basically making you become a broadcaster. So I could do that for everyone in this audience. So however many viewers or subscribers each person has, it's just increased my viewership, exponentially.
How much are these companies paying you to do this?
So originally when we started the business, we were doing an event side of the business. So our average event was between 15 and 25K, but we've recently moved out and created a SaaS size. So our goal from a scalable solution was to make the platform so that the Eagles, when they won their game last night, they went live and they actually use our platform to stream out to all their social channels.
Who are your competitors?
So we have competitors that are allowing the technology, the tool, to be able to distribute video. And this is something I actually pitched and created 3 years ago. But at the time, there was no Facebook Live. There was no Instagram Live. And so what we realized is that a tool has a cap. And so in order to really make this a $100 million business, we need to put these audiences with these content makers, and so that's where we see the opportunity that lies. And so now we're going to take what we did manually and make it automatic so that you can have what we call a programmatic audience buy.
Okay, and what's your revenue model?
So right now our revenue model is a SaaS subscription, so you're paying a monthly subscription. But once this is in play, it's going to be a pay per viewer model. So if I want to target 250,000 viewers, there's going to be a percentage for viewer, or if I want to target 1 million or so, that's going to be an even lower bid.
Okay. And then lastly, so that you talked a little bit about the streamer side. For the people who are agreeing to have it streamed, are you building just kind of a network of people who are willing to have the information streamed?
Correct. That's a great question. So it is it's two sides, right? So you have the demand side and the supply side. So the demand side are obviously, all the content creators and publishers. But then on the supply side, there are definitely influencers, right? And so there are influencing agencies, there's marketing agencies, performance agencies that are managing the top performers. And so actually, we want to go below that, right? We want all the other subscribers that maybe have 100,000 or 200,000 where these brands are overlooking and make it easy and accessible for them. So there will be an opt-in for you to be able to say, hey, I'm making these awesome videos, I'm getting X amount of dollars, but I want to monetize that. Now I want to be a part of this marketplace so that people can come in and discover me based on the demographics that the brands are looking for.
And then you're paying the influencers?
All right, so what do you think so far? Wow. Cohort 4, wow. Wow, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a 5-minute break so the judges, they can use a restroom, they could relax, stretch their feet a little bit more. So, as well as you guys, all right? 5 minutes, we'll be right back, all right?
you. Appreciate it. That was amazing. I ain't put this one together, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I like that. I've been following him for a while. Man, I know this man. I've been following him for a while. But that second, like he was talking about that connection with the influence, that was what nobody else was doing. Nobody else was doing it. Like, nobody else is doing it. I need that space because I'm resting the camera on that. Oh, girl, got it. They move. Huh? They move. Can I get any taller? I had the leg resting down there, so that might be shorter.
2. One minute.
I can't follow him on this one. No, I mean, that's fine.
Can we please take our seats? Can we please take our seats?
Black people, man. As soon as we get a mic, we start rapping.
You ready to get going now? All the judges are here. Judges, y'all feel good? Waiting a bit for the stragglers. Can we make some noise for cohort 4? Come on now, we can do a little better than that. Can we make some noise for cohort 4? We've had some great companies thus far. We got some great companies coming up. It's just beginning. But again, one of the biggest things here at Black Founders Exchange that we pride ourselves on is community. And so what we're gonna do, we got a quick surprise, interactive pitch, so to speak. And so just bear with us. Sule, what you got for me?
When you guys arrived, you got this sheet of paper, right? There's some barcodes, some QR codes on the top, the back, some logos. Not only is this your program, but this is a way for you to support and contribute and applause with your gifts. So I am the founder of Business Gift Registry. Y'all ever been to a baby shower, wedding shower? You know how they have a registry where you can sort of gift them a crib, a diaper, whatever they need? My platform is for entrepreneurs, so you could gift them the resources that they need to grow. So cohort 4, they're raising, they're traveling, they're going to conferences, they're growing their business, they have tools, and a lot of them are self-funded. And so with this QR code, you can quickly take a picture. It would direct you to their registry where you can, like I said, clap with your gifts and support and dollars. So this is not only your program, but a way for you to continually show your community love and support for the founders in cohort 4. So, thank you. Huh?
All
You
right.
get one. Okay, we got to give the judges some.
All right. So right now, I didn't see too many people pulling out their phones. You know, we got one phone there. All right, can we start gifting right now? Like right now? Anything. But, all right, so next up, MeterFeeder. Let's go.
This is going to be an easy one. Thank you. Greetings. Everybody done with the apps and donating and stuff? That's important. We got some good ones here. Hi, my name is Jim Gibbs. I'm the CEO and co-founder of MeterFeeder. Cities are losing billions of dollars trying to price the curb for the shared vehicle economy, like Zipcar, Scoot. MeterFeeder has made a way for traditional and autonomous vehicles to pay for parking without human interaction so that cities can start making money again and I can stop getting parking tickets. So you're gonna be asking yourself, how do you do that? Great question. So we like to refer to it as our current products and our future products. Currently, we have the things that you're used to seeing around the cities right now, right? We have an app where you can pay for parking. Of course, when you use ours, we see about an 18% increase on-street revenue for the municipality. Don't get mad at me about this one. We also have digital enforcement, which they see about 25.5% more parking tickets being written than our competitors. Last but not least, since we have parking payment, we have parking tickets, clearly it makes sense for us to make parking ticket payments, right? And we love all of it because every single dollar that goes through our platform, we make about 7% of it, right? That's not why you guys are here. We're talking about the future, right? Our future products. Introducing Pay by Vehicle. Pay by Vehicle enables people to pay for parking just by turning their car off. Kind of like Easy Pass for parking, right? Right now we're working with fleets because if you think that you hate parking tickets, just imagine if you had 30,000 vehicles like UPS, or 50,000 vehicles like Verizon, or 70,000 vehicles like Waymo. How ridiculous would that be for your autonomous vehicle to come pick you up and you have a parking ticket flapping underneath the windshield because there was no one in the car to put a quarter in the meter? So, nevertheless, 2018's been great, right? We got into about 30 locations and we were able to integrate into about 2 million vehicles. 2019 has been a little bit more of a breakout year. We now have contracts and LOIs with over 250 locations, 5 of which are across New Jersey Transit. We actually got 1 LOI from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which, by the way, processed about $20 million last year. And we've also integrated with over 7 million vehicles, which we should be in about 9 million by the end of the year, which is actually the next step for us cornering this $200 billion automated parking payment market before it actually becomes one. Thank you. Oh, by the way, ask, who's gotten parking tickets here? That's my email address. Can you send me an email? Let me know where you got it so that I can stop you guys from getting parking tickets in the future. So yeah. We're not gonna pay it. We're gonna make it so easy for you to pay that you just don't have any problems at all.
Got it. So, quick question for you. So,
Absolutely.
You say the car is going to speak to the parking meter digitally.
Sure.
Does this require infrastructure enhancements on the parking meter side?
Actually, no. We're a software shop. So me and my co-founder, we've been writing software together for the past 20 years. So we actually
So if we're talking about the cars paying for itself, fleet management solutions already have the fleets, like the fleet management solution inside the vehicle. So they get in contact with our API, give us latitude, longitude, timestamp, and engine state. Once we see, oh, that's off, we start paying for parking.
So then you use the same technology to find the parking.
Exactly. And then we just push that payment saying that, hey, parking enforcement officer, this person has paid for parking. Once you turn it back on, it's on, and then we stop the parking payment.
So how long have you been around? It sounds like you're relatively far along. And how much money have you raised to date?
That's a great question. So, so we started about 2015, and the first check that we got was from Y Combinator. So, we got some money from some pretty good angels. Thank you.
So you went through Y Combinator?
Yeah, we went through Y Combinator, and we raised a grand total of about $1.3 million. So we went back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, because it's super cheap to live there. We have a 1,000 square foot office for $650 a month. So yeah, the money lasts a long time. So
So you've been coding for the last 4 years, trying to perfect this.
Well, I mean, we realized that we can keep building out to small to mid-sized municipalities, but now that people are starting to know who we are, because when we surround those cities with these small municipalities, now the bigger cities are starting to realize who we are, and that's how come we're getting these LOIs with like New Jersey Transit in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, interesting.
Congratulations so far. I know you mentioned Pittsburgh and New Jersey. How's your interaction been with New York?
That is a great question. I'm actually from Long Island, New York.
Me too. Where?
All the way out in Suffolk County, out
Where?
by Shirley and
I know exactly.
Massac Beach. Yeah, I went to William Floyd High School.
I know exactly where you are. So the answer to it?
Yeah, so the answer is, I mean...
Was that you trying to sweet talk me a little bit? Is that what it was? We're from Long Island together, so I still want the answer to the question, though.
Yeah, so, we're going out to Ronkonkoma and places like that, but yeah, we haven't really tried to push there just quite yet because we want to actually deploy New Jersey Transit. They're excited about like seeing how these first 5 go, then we get the rest of New Jersey Transit, and it'll only make sense for us to go on to like Long Island Railroad and stuff like that in order to make it into the city.
Just a question on your system. Do you have any IP protection or anything that's proprietary that you would patent?
That is a wonderful question.
I know.
We have about 3 patents right now. One for manned and unmanned, land, air, sea, parking payments, like autonomous parking payments and manned parking payments.
Pending or granted?
It's pending. It's they've actually been published about 8 months ago. So.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Kim, you ready? All right, next up, Kimberly Gray, Uvii.
All right, how's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for coming out. I'm Kimberly Gray. I'm the founder and CEO of Uvii. We're a video commenting app for education. As the product of 2 DC public school principals, very early on, I learned the value. I was lucky enough to get the value of education, understand how important it is in and outside the classroom. Right now in higher education, there's a huge problem. Colleges and universities are spending millions of dollars on learning management systems and ed tech that is not being used or not used efficiently. There's a 76% drop-off rate after 5 days only on learning management systems. That's crazy, right? So if you think about why this is happening, a lot of these systems, most of them are desktop-based, but students are very much mobile first. So that's where Uvii comes in. We're a video commenting app and plug-in for learning management systems. So we have a learning tool interoperability that plugs into Blackboard, Canvas, hopefully Google one day, that allows students to reply to assignments with video comments, and instructors can add curriculum right from their smartphone. So what we're talking about is Blackboard meets Snapchat. So our first client is the City University of New York. The City University of New York is the largest urban educational institution in the world. We're talking about 25 campuses, 400,000 students. We have a paid pilot partnership with them that we're launching later this fall. And we charge a $10 fee, which is to use the app and also to license the LTI plugin. So they're already saving $7 because Blackboard charges $17. So our plan is to implement later on this fall. And how we make our money is 400,000 students, $10 a piece. By fall 2020, we're at $4 million just for this one institution. This is supposed to say 10. We made a mistake, but you get the picture. Slice that in half. So I think the most valuable thing that we're doing is we're getting faster learning outcomes, we're increasing engagement and retention, and we're saving a lot of time. So my ask today, we've already raised $140,000. We're raising another $160K to hire a CTO and a junior developer, as well as some sales and marketing leads. So again, my name's Kimberly Gray. I'm the founder CEO of Uvii, Mobile First Education, and thank you for your time.
Okay, so I'm going to put my professor hat on. So 2 questions. 1, can this plug into existing learning management systems?
Absolutely, that's what we do.
Okay, and 2, with the video components of it, grading can be difficult. How do you?
Well, it's not a course, it's a supplemental tool. So with our pilots, we're starting with Medgar Evers College in Brooklyn, which is actually the only predominantly black institution in the whole New York tri-state area. So pretty excited about that. And we're actually doing pre-sales, so they're already paying us for this. So essentially, they use Blackboard, so we plug directly into their LMS.
Okay.
Yeah. Parents.
All right. So you're going to use this money to hire a CTO. So you've built this platform already with no CTO, and you're on a $1 million or was it a $4 million run rate?
The run rate, well, per month or?
Well, no, not per month. I think you said by the end of 2020.
Yes, by 2020.
$8
So
million? Yeah.
it's at $4 million revenue. Okay, so this is actually the second version of Uvii. We launched last year at South by Southwest. We were one of the finalists in Release It. And we just launched as an embedded video commenting app, right? We had about 2,500 users. It was Apple Enterprise private beta. And so that's when we started making that pivot completely to education, because I think video commenting, and I mean, we have a $1.2 trillion student loan debt right now. So find faster, easier ways for students to access their curriculum. So with Medgar, it's 20% of the student's class participation grade. So either they're gonna get a B- or they're gonna use Uvii. And that's tethered to the syllabus.
Got it. And so when I think about the video commenting app, I can certainly see the advantage on the student side.
Yes.
For them to be more immersed in their programming. But how is it for the professors? I mean, this feels like just another stream of data.
I'm so glad you asked that question, because in my bigger deck, I get an opportunity to set up a use case. So I say, meet Karen. Karen is a college professor. And she loves teaching in the classroom, but she's not getting that same engagement beyond the classroom. So finding other tools and ways to retain students' interest and get quick reply for learning assessment beyond just standardized testing or reading long reports, which, you know, half of which they probably use Grammarly to produce. It's an instant way to understand if students understand the material. And it's actually based on the American Association of Colleges and Universities rubric for oral presentation, critical thinking, civic engagement. I'll give you another example. One of the schools, Dr. Price, he has a public policy class at Medgar. So this fall, each student has to reply using the app, again, as a part of their grade. So it's a collaborative way to learn, and we filed patents for that, utility patents pending. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. Next up, we have Deborah from Courtroom 5.
Thank you all for being here. I'm actually not Deborah, I'm Sonia. I am Sonia Ebron. I'm the Chief Executive of Courtroom 5. Y'all, there are 20 million people representing themselves in court, in civil court every day. There's a person representing themselves, a person there without a lawyer, in more than 3 of every 4 civil cases in this country. And in 90% of those cases, that person has been dragged into court as a defendant by a person represented by a lawyer. It's not a fair fight. And as a result, people in court without lawyers are routinely denied the right to be heard in court. My co-founder, Deborah, and I are more than familiar, in fact, very intimate with this problem. We have been in court without a lawyer and been denied justice as a result. But the good part is I'm a PhD electrical engineer with 2 prior startups. She is a PhD librarian and information scientist, widely cited scholar on the analysis of data something. And but we're not your typical person in court without a lawyer. So the last time a court gave us the bum rush, we taught ourselves how to be effective in court to make sure that never happened again. And then we decided to make that knowledge available for everybody else in a similar situation. So, for $25 a month, we offer a case management platform for people in civil court without a lawyer. In the last 30 months, we've served 1,200 people for an average lifetime of about 6 months. The platform includes artificial intelligence engine that spoon feeds just the right legal information at the right time. Our folks can take advantage of a few dozen document templates for the most common legal filings. There's access to statutes, rules of procedure, searchable case law, everything they need to represent themselves in court. There's also on-demand video training on everything from where to sit in a courtroom, to how to write a motion, to how to conduct discovery, collect your evidence, and get that evidence authenticated so that it's admissible in court. Technical topics. But there's everything that you need to represent yourself in court. We're getting a lot of love from the legal industry, particularly as non-lawyers. We've been featured as a legal innovator in Artificial Lawyer magazine. We just graduated from the Duke Law Tech Lab here in Durham. Won the grand prize at the pitch competition last week. And we've just been accepted, one of 9 companies accepted into the LexisNexis Legal Tech Accelerator, which is for us a big deal. But we, the industry recognizes that we are a unique direct-to-consumer solution to the access to justice gap in this country. Tremendous problem for the industry and for us as a democracy. So we are raising $500,000 in seed funding this winter. If you're an investor, we'd like your help in helping us deliver access to justice for the rest of us.
Great job, Sonia. I think this is necessary and really needed. 2 questions really quickly. Who's your competition? And who's your target audience? Is it for the client or is it for the family? Because if you're a client, you're already in jail. They're not going to have access to it. So who's your target? Who is you going after with this?
We take your second question first. We don't do criminal law, at least at this point. So we're focused on civil. Our target customer is folks who essentially can't afford a lawyer. But essentially, we've got folks dealing with foreclosures, probate, a lot of family cases, debt collection, that sort of thing. Cases where you can take civil procedure into account. Your first question, the competition is huge. It is the internet. Folks go online and try to find copies of documents that have been filed. They just don't know what to do. So they're online trying to find a solution. We don't have any direct competition, though, at this point.
Yes. So your target customer is the end user consumer.
Yes.
How do you reach them amongst them? I'm assuming you're going to work on tremendous SEO because people are searching for this stuff. Right. And we have a little bit of experience with that. So, yeah, it's an interesting space. I like the space. How successful? Tell me more about your early traction. Right. How many customers have signed up and how they found you?
So we have spent all of our time optimizing search engine searches. That's been our experience. So we have some insight into what folks are looking for as they go find help. We have served, as I mentioned, about 1,200 folks over the last 30 months. We've got a very leaky bucket, though, at least on our software. So we just released the 3rd beta version. We think it's beginning to show some traction. We won't know for a couple of months. We're going to take a good look at that. But the other part of your question is we're not going to scale with SEO or Google AdWords or anything like that. We have tremendous opportunity to work with legal aid agencies, with court clerks, with public libraries even. Folks are just banging down library doors to get answers to their questions, but also process servers who are serving most of our customers.
Okay, great, that's great. Congratulations. Just very quickly, was surprised to see this being a subscription model unless you're talking about people who are in court every single month. Like what made you decide to choose that way of that revenue model?
It's a great question. It's one I hear. I don't have a really great answer for it. It's a challenge for us to optimize the service. There's nothing else. We're creating a new product category, so we really have to figure out the solution to this problem. And so if we were to take a few $100s or whatever you would charge for the software, it's out there. We don't really get the feedback that we need, having folks renew on a monthly basis.
One more. Quick answer, just the numbers. How much have you raised and how much are you looking to raise?
We've raised $100,000.
Okay.
We're looking to raise $500,000 this winter.
Okay.
Thank you. Next up, we have KWHCoin.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. All right, today we're going to talk a little bit about clean energy. My name is Gerard Newkirk. I am the founder and CEO of KWHCoin. We are building a marketplace for renewable energy globally. So if you take a look at this picture here behind me, this is from Puerto Rico. In March of last year, we were there on the island about 7 months after the devastation from Hurricanes Irma and Maria, where almost 3 million people were without electricity. So the government of Puerto Rico, along with municipalities of Orocovas, Carolina, the Global Empowerment Mission, they invited us to come provide energy solutions and humanitarian effort. So this is what we do. We provide light and electricity for off-grid populations, remote locations, and some of the areas of the world that lacks energy access. Now, there are over 1.2 billion people in the world without energy access, and another 600 million that suffer from energy poverty. Energy poverty, meaning they have very limited solutions. It's polluted, it's dirty, and they lack access. So there are 3 core problems that our company addresses. First being energy access, second being affordability, and the third being the lack of a clean alternative. So this is what we do. Essentially, we have 2 components to the operational structure of our company. First, we manage and implement clean energy infrastructure. By infrastructure, I mean solar panels, wind turbines, hydropower, energy storage, and most importantly, microgrids. Second, our KWHCoin smart meter technology. It tracks and monitors these energy assets, which gives us the ability to serve as a distributed energy network from anywhere in the world, and it allows any user access via our application. All right, so for right now, we have 3 primary projects that we are working on. First is a smart meter pilot. We have partnered with VIA. This is an artificial intelligence company out of Boston, and Boston University for a smart meter pilot. And what we're doing is we are tracking and analyzing the smart meter data of utilities, electric cooperatives around the world in order for us to form insights, analysis on what really motivates people to take on more sustainable behaviors. So KWHCoin is the financial incentive for this pilot, and we also the energy asset management company. Second, we're back in Puerto Rico, where we're partnering with Sonnen, Anomalous Industries, Mavericks Renewables, where we're installing microgrids in the areas that have been most severely devastated by Hurricanes Irma and Maria, in Orocovas and Louisa. We've already installed 15 microgrids have already been installed, expecting to scale this to 85 by the end of 2023. And third, we've just been invited to participate in the Bahamas Security Initiative. As everyone well knows, they were pretty much devastated by Hurricane Dorian. Their energy infrastructure has been wiped out. So we've been invited to develop energy solutions and also provide technical support.
Right, all right.
So this is what we do. We are KWHCoin, and we are the now and the future of energy.
So a couple of years ago, ICOs were all the rage, and I remember a company out of Australia. I'm sure you know them. Yeah. How do you compare to them? They're going after the same space. I guess I see them as a direct competitor. And they were successful in their ICO, so they raised a ton of money.
Yeah, they were big guys. So the primary difference is they connect to existing solar installations in Australia. Their regulatory framework in Australia is a bit more challenging. So they connect to the existing solar installations, and they essentially make the existing networks more seamless so anyone can buy, trade, and sell energy through the blockchain. We are an infrastructure company as well. We actually manage and implement clean energy solutions, and we use our software to not only manage those, but offer them to end users. So we not only support, we not only are involved corporations, large governments, we are also building the framework for the person in Puerto Rico that can't get energy access. He can come to our application, log on, and be connected with energy sources.
Got you.
Yeah, and so this is probably a little simplistic question. So you're building microgrids, but you're not connecting at all to an existing infrastructure. So is there a hardware component where you're doing that last mile connectivity to get that electricity into homes?
Yeah, that's what we do as well. We go in with the microgrids. Now, our focus is on areas that don't have, many may not know this, but about 80% of the world is not connected to it. It's not connected to centralized grids. So we're going in with the microgrid infrastructure, and we are connecting to existing. So now the traditional grid can have access to these customers that they had access to before. So it's two-pronged. Not only are we on the ground as far as building the energy infrastructure, and it's clean, we're also giving more access to the existing national frameworks or national grids.
Talk to us about your sales so far.
Oh, well, we were pre-revenue. This is actually our first project back in Puerto Rico, so we just signed 2 weeks ago, so we're very excited about that. Our revenue model is two-pronged. It's subscription-based, but we also get a percentage of every transaction that happens on our platform. So actually it's three places. So we get a percentage of every customer that one of our partners signs up. There is a subscription rate for every month, just like a digital utility. And third, every energy transaction that happens on our platform, we get 1.5%. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we are almost coming to a close. Last but not least, we have Film Connx.
Hi there. I am Carolyn Pitt. I am the founder and CEO of Film Connx, the job marketplace for film. I am an intellectual property and entertainment attorney by trade, a creative by birth, and film has always been a huge part of my story. If you have ever watched the credits at the end of a movie, you know that a ton of people are involved in every successful production. The Avengers, which shot in the Atlanta area, employed 3,200 crew members. But what you may not know is that those crew members are all freelancers. They don't know one another. They're paid in very different ways. And most importantly, even when they have a job, they are stressed out and worried and trying to find that next job. Imagine for a moment that you're a seasoned professional and you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. The other side of the equation are studios that spend obscene amounts of money importing crew to these very same production hubs, because you see local crew members in production hubs like Georgia are overlooked because studios import a large percentage of their crews from LA and New York rather than hiring locally. Consider, if you will, that the Avengers, which shot in Atlanta over a 6-month period of time, imported 2,100 of those crew members that I mentioned. They paid each of them over $6,000 a month for travel, per diem, and housing. That totaled $79 million that figure does not include the wages. So that's $79 million that they wouldn't have had to spend had they partnered with Connx to be able to identify and hire talented crew locally to where they were actually producing the film. And that's only one of the 455 TV shows and films shot in Georgia last year alone. Now, the domestic film industry generates $41 billion annually, but it still operates in a very analog and chaotic way. I created Connx to connect experienced and vetted crew to studios and production houses, and also to corporate brands who are seeking video production talent. And I started in Georgia because it's the #1 feature film destination in the world. More video production is occurring there than anywhere else in the entire world. In fact, the film industry adds $9.5 billion to Georgia's economy. But this isn't just of interest and of use in the production hub of Georgia. Production hubs across the country are reaching out to leverage our platform to make themselves more efficient and effective. And the total addressable market is huge. Film wages top $177 billion annually. We have a healthy pipeline, and we are excited about our growth. We have a number of users that are already leveraging the platform, and we are using our partners, our strategic partners, to increase not only the number of users that are across the country, but also the number of corporate brands and the number of studios that we're working with to be able to partner. As you can see, our traction is significant. We are excited to ask this afternoon that you join us in the seed round that we are raising. We would love to help to mobilize your capital if you're an investor. We also welcome warm introductions within the industry. And finally, we're using the business registry that is innovatively being used this afternoon. If you believe in what we are doing and would love to help us scale and grow, we invite you to select an item on that registry to support us. Thank you for your time, and Connx looks forward to connecting with you.
Thank you for the presentation. I see you have 3,000 users, but talk to us about your revenue model and how you plan to make money. I understand the connectivity points and what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
I think you're right. Georgia is, if it's not, it already is the filmmaking capital of the world besides Cali. But talk to us about your revenue model.
Yes, and thank you for that. So we are a B2B, and we generate revenue through monthly subscriptions and also from transaction fees from every placement and from use of our payment gateway, which we didn't have enough time to talk about. Crew are visiting our site so that they can select jobs. They can also be hand-selected by studios for roles. And studios use our site so that they can access a cadre of vetted crew, which saves them significantly on their production budgets. We can also provide them with a diverse slate of candidates. And women and folks of color are underrepresented in the industry. They don't have to be, because now we can identify them and they can be immediately hired off of our platform. $3,000 monthly.
Great. I love the diverse slate of candidates approach too, because I think that's an interesting angle. I remember a company in this space called Cruise Control. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with them?
I have heard of them and seen a little bit of what they've done. I don't believe they're still in service.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It was actually my former next door neighbor when I lived in Maryland owned the company.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if they're not in service, it's interesting. So maybe you can come in and pick up where they probably should have left off.
Absolutely.
So I would like to hear more about who you think your competition is, because there's got to be some out there.
So I'm glad that you asked that question. Very few competitors exist within the space. All of them are job boards. So they're static job boards, and our customer discovery showed that 85% of people who use them don't ever get a job. What our model does is actually bring together the parties and enables them to connect, and everyone is vetted so they know that they can plug and play the resource and be hired directly instead of just listing a profile, hoping someone finds you and hires you off of it.
But once you connect them once, they don't have to use your platform anymore, right?
They are not required to, but they are incentivized to do so, because part of what we also didn't have time to talk about was a payment gateway that systematizes it for the studios, and we handled the payment reporting and compliance. And for the crew, they get paid on time in their bank accounts.
Yeah. Have you, one of the things I could see that making this sticky would be if you had relationships with the studios so that they know they're going into an area to do a film, they can post those jobs so people know those are live kind of events that are coming. Have you pursued
Yes.
that kind of approach?
Thank you for the question and the comment. It's absolutely true. We are already in discussions with a variety of studios, and one in particular that's in LA that has asked us, so can you go to this city, and will you also go to this international city ahead of us to find and elevate that crew for our consideration so that that takes away our need to have to import people. But they've actually asked if we can go ahead of their production by a number of months to facilitate that for them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Round of applause, round of applause. Cohort 4, great job, great job, great job. So you've seen some dynamic startups. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take 5 minutes. The judges will deliberate and then come back. So, judges, whenever you, oh, they're gonna deliberate right here, okay. All right. So, to keep it going, what we're gonna do, surprise, don't leave just yet. So, who's here from cohort 1? Cohort 1. All right, so surprise, the first person I saw was Regina. So you about to come up and pitch. Quick little pitch. Come on, Regina. Come on. Don't leave us hanging, real quick. So you know I'm going to cohort 2 and 3 next, so. Again, we are built on and around community. So just to give you a taste of where we started, where we're going, and what's coming, right? So Regina, right on the spot, right? I know. Round of applause for Regina, please. Just real quick. I wonder who I'm going to call from cohort 2.
Good afternoon. This will be very quick. My name is Regina Gwen. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Trust Noir. Trust Noir is a virtual beauty coach app that sends free expert beauty advice that's perfectly customized to each unique user so that she gets the perfect twist out the first time, every time.
Look at that, sharp. Less than 30 seconds, sharp. Let me find out. Okay. Who's here from cohort 2? Oh, so nobody's okay. Yeah, come on down. Real quick, come on down. Round of applause, come on now. The judges are still deliberating. Got a few minutes left. Cohort 3, you know you're up next. No, that's not how it works. She's a host. It doesn't count that way. Round of applause.
Hi, my name is Dr. Jonetta McCallum. I'm CEO and founder of Zara Robotics. And we make AI-powered tools and toys that teach STEM to little ones between 3 and 8 years old. Thank you.
Woo! Oh, we getting quicker and quicker. So, cohort, okay. Didi, you coming? Okay, Didi. All right. Cohort 4 represent right now. 3 represent right now. Here you go, Didi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Didi Sonogo, and I'm the founder of MyTask. We are a planning platform that uses social media to help working parents plan day-to-day things they don't have time to do. I just completed the business gift registry. I was number 1. Whoop, whoop. Plug in the business gift registry. I was able to, with friends and family, capture over $5,000 from our registry and leverage that with other partners who are investing in the angel way. So shout out to my girl from 3. We made it work. And we had an amazing vision shower. So please, I'm reiterating how important a small donation to a founder is. please go to the business gift registry and select an item, even if it's just $10. It really makes the founder feel so good at the end of the day when they see, I see you, and I'm going to just give you a little gift to help you along the way. So I pitched 2. That was a twofer.
2 for 1, that's what's up. All right. Remember, Black Founders Exchange, hashtag Instagram, Twitter, let's get that going. Please, right now, we're just gonna take 2 minutes, just quickly. We don't want you guys to leave because we want to stay for the big finale, all right? So 2 minutes, we will be right back. So never mind. We seem to be already good. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring back up Taryn and Molly. No, we're not.
So we're gonna bring up Taryn and Dr. Shantae.
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
announce the winners.
Y'all ready for the results? Come on now. All right.
So first and foremost, I just want to say to you guys, give yourselves a hand. It was a difficult choice. A lot of really cool concepts, a lot of things that I think all individually we would love to maybe participate in. We couldn't we know only one gets the prize. However, to our other 2 that we wrestled with, we'd love to offer up our time and our service and consultation to get you to that next level. So those 2 companies are HUED and MeterFeeder. And do we get a drum roll or something for the winner? The winner by judge selection, and we'll speak on behalf of Corin as well, who's running to the airport, is Courtroom 5.
Once again, congratulations to all the companies and all the entrepreneurs. It's not easy to do this. One of the things that jumped out at us about Courtroom 5 is the need for a solution like this. I think your tagline, access to justice, or closing the justice gap, one of the others, really resonated with me. And I'm in the Bay Area, so I look forward to your flight out. I'll spend a little bit more time with you guys and see if I can help you in any way possible.
And for not only the people on the stage, but everyone who participated, either in the audience or as presenters, very, very impressive. It's just a great group. And again, for any of you guys that want to come, and we're on the East Coast, outside of Washington, D.C., you're in the area, please reach out. We will talk to you. In addition to the size of our fund, something else is different. We have 800 investors in our fund. We have an incredible network of people who are incentivized to help you do well. So please reach out, see what we can do together.
I'm just going to say this. So social impact is what we do, and that's from a healthcare perspective, and that's across a lot of different access points. So I'm down in Charlotte. I'm not in the warm weather, or it's not warm for a little while longer. But if pop down to Charlotte or give me a phone call, and that goes for any of you guys, especially that healthcare platform. That's right in my alley, so I will get on your nerves. Thank you guys. You guys are great.
All right. Round of applause. Thank you, judges. Taryn, Molly.
Give it up for all those teams. That was amazing. Okay, so the charge from here is to think about how your connections and whatever resources you have could go towards supporting these founders. They are all over the country. We have a community goal at American Underground that each company within our community connects to at least one customer, investor if they're raising, employee if they're hiring, and resource through the American Underground community by September of next year. So I'm putting that out there to you because these teams and the alumni teams are part of our community, okay? And so if you have any ideas on how you might be able to do that for them or how you want to plug in to help us scale this program, we would love to talk with you. And I'm going to turn it over to Taryn. Big round of applause for Taryn for this. Yeah, stand up. Yeah. And then also the American Underground team and the Google team. A lot went into this week, and it is a pure joy to be here today with each of you.
I stole a mic. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you, Molly, for your kind words. I appreciate it. One of the things that I absolutely love about this program is every demo day there's a surprise from the judges, and it is not because we have asked them to surprise you, it is because they have chosen to do so because they see the value in what you're creating. They see the value in us getting together. So thank you to the judges one more time. We really appreciate your effort and your time. There is, as Molly mentioned, there's a lot that went into this week, but there's a lot more work that goes into building the businesses that you have, and we are committed to supporting you. Google for Startups is committed to supporting you, so please continue to use us. Thank you all for coming. We have a happy hour happening on the rooftop of American Underground. If you guys would like to join us, it is at Main Street, right across from the hotel with the pink penguins. So we'll
Outside rooftop, it's a beautiful day. You don't want to miss out. Right now.
Right now.
So Art of Cool is actually going to be transitioning in here right after us. So if you can move your little legs along and meet us up on the rooftop, we'll be there with drinks ready for you.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Give him a shot. You got the thing in the background? You got to get it from this thing. You got to get the thing in the background.